Before we get started on today's exciting video, I have something completely unrelated to share with you. As many of you guys already know, I've been rocking with the brand Into the AM for several years now. I love their clothing. They have easy, go-to, casual, well-fitting, and colorful options, and they just let me know that they launched their new fall collection. And as you guys know, fall is my favorite time of the year. So as you can see here, I'm rocking this brand new long sleeve polo. It is logoless, so I know some of you guys don't really care to have a logo on it, and this one does not. It fits super well. I've washed it a couple times and it keeps its shape, it keeps its color. It's so soft and so comfortable, really flattering. If you want to check this out for yourself, there's going to be a link in the description with a little discount code if you're looking for some new easy to wear fall pieces. Okay, so let's get into some fragrances. Recently, I did a top 10 best performing fragrances in my collection video, something along those lines, something in order to please the algorithm, to feed you guys what you're looking to eat, and you guys kind of ate it up. You really enjoyed it, so we're back here with a part 2, but I do have some caveats as I had in the first part. So the 10 fragrances in this video are fragrances that I need to spray with thoughtfulness. I need to be very intentional about when and where I wear them. Now, I want to be very clear. I don't love these fragrances simply because they perform well. In my opinion, that's ridiculous. Their strong performance simply enhances the wearing experience. I love the way they smell, and in fact, I would still wear these and love these even if they only lasted 4, 5, 6 hours. And as I've said many times, a lot of the fragrances I do wear on a weekly basis kind of fall within that realm anyway. But if I need something to last the whole day, then I can go to one of these. But the kicker is that I love the scent of all of these. They smell exceptional to me. Another thing I need to mention is that for some reason, and this is the way it's always been, fragrances tend to last a long time on my skin. In terms of longevity, which is really what we're focusing on here, I get good longevity out of most fragrances. I know some of you guys can relate to that, and I know many of you guys probably can't. So I am not guaranteeing you that these fragrances are going to give you the same experience performance-wise that I get out of them. So if it's not already clear, if I have to choose between a fragrance that I love that does not perform and a fragrance that I think is okay but it performs really well, I'm going with the one I love every single time. But in this video, we're getting double the fun because all these fragrances perform well, at least for me, and they smell amazing. Everything I mentioned will be linked down in the description if you want to check them out for yourself. But with all that out the way, let's dive right into it. In no particular order, our first fragrance here is an Oud Rose, one of my favorite Oud Rose fragrances in my collection. Beautiful, rich, and opulent, kind of sexy, romantic, very attractive. This is from Loumari, and this is called Saja. I've talked about this one here and there over the past year or so. I am really impressed with this fragrance. It just smells of luxury. It smells of quality. To me, this is like this chocolate oud and rose. It's almost sweet and delectable. It is, again, opulent, kind of a jammier rose. The oud here is very tame. It's a little bit more on the medicinal side. I don't get any funkiness out of this. Very smooth, very silky, a little bit fruity, a little bit smoky, beautiful quality. If you're looking for an easy to wear, standout rose oud fragrance to wear for the fall and winter, man, you gotta check out Saja. I'm gonna have him linked down below with a little discount code if you're interested in saving some money. If you're not interested in that, that's strange. Our next fragrance is no stranger to the community. I've talked about this one many times on this channel. I wouldn't say it's the most exciting scent, but it's one that's super versatile and one that smells of way above average quality. Really enjoyable stuff, even for being very simple. This is from Essential Parfum. It is Bois Imperial, perfumed by Quentin Biche. For me, this fragrance is much stronger than I expect every single time I wear it, especially on the clothes. This stuff will last days and days. I don't know why, but on my skin, I get all day wear out of this. This is one that I've thought I could just spray on, maybe head to the gym, maybe just be out running errands for the day, and then I'll come back later in the evening and I can just put on something else because it will have faded away. But honestly, this stuff sticks around and I just have to commit to it for the day, but it's wonderful. It stays fresh, a little bit dry, airy, and woody pretty much all day long. A slight pepperiness in there, a little bit herbal in a way, but doesn't change much on the skin. Has this slightly bitter, fresh woodiness that just persists for its life on your skin, and it just smells really attractive. I know this is a compliment getter for a lot of people. My wife does really like this one, and so do I. That is Bois Imperial from Essential Parfums. From a brand that is known for its performance with their fragrances, this is from a Turkish brand called Alghabra. They call this one Iey of Seven Hills. I'll keep this one simple. This smells pretty similar to Initio Side Effect. Was it inspired by Side Effect? Possibly. However, this far exceeds everything Side Effect does, at least in my experience. I love this fragrance so much so that I got rid of Side Effect. I don't own it anymore. This is kind of boozy, sweet, rich, vanillic, spicy, warm, woody. There's just the right amount of bitterness in here to offset the sweetness, so it's not too sweet. It smells really seductive in the air. It's something to wear for a night out when it's not warm outside. When it's chilly, it's beautiful. It just has a richness and a fullness that Side Effect doesn't have. It kind of fills in the gaps that I experienced as Side Effect, and it feels like more of a complete fragrance profile. Let me know if you enjoy this one. If you haven't tried it, once again, link down below. Iey of Seven Hills from Alghabra. We've got an old favorite. I've been raving about this fragrance for years now. It's one that I think is kind of hard to find, at least for a decent price, but I think it's worth every penny if you're asking me, but I would sample first if you can. This is from Penhaligon's. This is Halfeti Cedar. This was love at first sniff for me, but I think it can be a little polarizing because it's very pervasive. It is a strong scent personality. Dry, 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 dry. I can't say it enough. Dry cedar wood. Slightly spicy. However, it is made way more interesting and beautiful with some dried fruity notes, some booze, maybe some sweeter, warmer elements. Honestly, to some people, it might smell a little bit stuffy or pruny in a way. I happen to like that about it for some reason. It's just great quality, and it just smells so sophisticated in the air, especially when you're outside, especially when you got a nice breeze going around. Let me know if you've tried this one. If you haven't tried it, once again, check it out. The link's below. Another one that I've been raving about for years now. I honestly don't get a ton of wear out of it. I might wear this anywhere from once to 3 or 4 times a year. That's it. I really have to be in the mood for it, and it has to be the right occasion. But when the occasion is right, this stuff is perfect. From Amouage, this is Overture Man. I've told the story before, but the first time I smelled this from a friend, I had to get it. I knew I had to get it. I didn't even try it on my skin when I smelled it, but I knew I needed this fragrance. At the time, it was not available in the United States, so I bought it from overseas for a lot of money. Way more than you would find it for today, but I still believe it's worth it. So I love this fragrance, and some of you guys will say, well, Justin, if you love it, why is there so much left? As I said, this is pretty situational for me. I don't wear it a ton, but I will always have it. This is a wonderful, polarizing scent profile that is boozy, spicy, animalic, smoky, and woody. There is a sweet warmth that kind of smells the way that it looks. I think it might be cognac, but there is this pretty sharp, pervasive, animalic feel. Kind of tickles the nostrils, might make you turn your head a little bit, especially if you smell it up close for the first time. I cannot advise that, but if you can appreciate its elegance, you will love the wearing experience, especially when it's around you. I know many of you guys do enjoy this one as well. I know many of you guys have said I need to try the women's version, which I have tried. I have a decant of that courtesy of my friend EQ, and it's a beautiful scent profile. Perhaps one day I'll grab a bottle of that one, but for now, loving and can easily recommend Overture Man, and yeah, it lasts all night into the next day. Up next is one of my strongest performing fougere fragrances in my collection. I find this stuff completely captivating. I cannot get enough of it. For every minute it's on my skin. From fellow reviewer Dan Naughton, aka Mr. Smelly, this is Gravitas, Pour Homme. His first release from his brand Noton Wilson. Stunning release, stunning fougere. Pays beautiful homage to the genre. This very French, clean, almost barbershop, sophisticated gentleman type of scent, but with a lot of richness and a lot of personality. Beautiful vanilla, patchouli, some oak moss, and ambergris kind of give it this rich, airy, slightly sweet, creamy, earthy feel that underneath the clean lavender soapiness, it just makes it hang in the air in this way that is kind of intoxicating, and it lasts and lasts and lasts and kind of just sits in the air too. I find that its sillage, the way it fills the space around you, can be a little much. So be warned, this stuff is more than you need. This is Gravitas Pour Homme. Let me know if you've tried this one and enjoy it. If not, check it out down below. From Spanish house Ramon Monegal, this is one of their more popular ones. They call this Siesta. I did discovered this earlier this year. It is a beautiful scent. It's a very specific and unique scent profile. And while I love uniqueness, sometimes it does come at a cost of versatility, which is okay. There is unique, versatile stuff out there, but this is not one of them. I have to be in the mood for this. It is beautiful though. What a beautiful blend. What an authentic blend. It is lemon and honey. Almost has this calming, sweet lemon honey tea vibe with some slightly powdery iris with some woods. Pretty dang sweet, but the lemon sharpness perfectly balances it out. It's almost candied in a way. It's a strong scent personality. It persists very well. It smells calming, but also at the same time very lively. It's something that's not shy at all. If you like the idea of a very unique and specific scent profile, I highly recommend getting a sample of Siesta from Ramon Monal. Up next, we have one of the newest releases from the house of Zaharoff as a part of their brand new Seraphim collection. This is Zaharoff's signature Seraphim Red, and I really enjoy this stuff, and I like it more than the blue. Some of you guys might feel the opposite, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong here, but for my taste, the red tickles my fancy. And what I love about it is that it doesn't really have that coconutty feel. I don't love coconut so much in fragrances. The blue has a little bit more of that, along with this aquatic feel. The red, I couldn't say it's not in there, but it does not show itself to me as a forward-facing part of the scent. This is more on the spicy, aquatic side of things. Spicy, woody, citrusy, aquatic. It does kind of smell fiery hot in a way as the presentation shows, but it is to its core a fresh aquatic, but with a lot of depth and a lot of personality. And for whatever reason, this stuff hangs around on my skin till sundown. I was loving the wafts I was getting all throughout the day. Let me know if you enjoyed this one. I think we have a discount code for it. I'm going to have it down in the description if you want to save some money on this fragrance in particular. Up next, we have the newest fragrance from the house of Argos. I got it in the air right now. I just sprayed it. My mouth is watering. This stuff is an enrapturing scent. Really beautiful, unisex, leaning masculine. If you like the idea of a spicy, warm, almost embering, fruity, rich vanilla ambery scent, you got to check out Sacred Flame. I did a whole interview with Christian. We did a live stream interview. You can check it out here if you missed it. You can get all the information on the brand if you're not familiar with them and on this brand new fragrance. But for now, I'll just tell you once again, this is this peach, fruity, sweet, kind of juicy. I get this spicy, almost leathery feel. It's not smoky, which is great, and Christian explains why that is in the interview. It's more of an embering, warm, woody, ambery vanilla, smooth and creamy while still having a little bit of spicy texture to it, and it just persists and lingers from day to night. It is something I would say for the fall and winter. It is something that seems to beg more nighttime vibes, but I do think you could pull it off in the day. If you want to dress it up a little bit more elegantly, it has that wonderful Argos signature DNA. They're just silky smooth, they're rich, and their longevity is always solid. Let me know if you enjoyed this one. You can try this in any fragrance from Argos and save some money with the code FRESH10 if you're interested. And our final fragrance comes from the house of Nishane, who is also known for their performance. They are also a Turkish brand. There's many Turkish brands I have in my collection that just perform really well. This is lovely stuff. This is one of few examples of a flanker that does kind of enhance its original. It doesn't mean it's better than the original, but it's definitely not worse. It takes it in a favorable direction. This is Wulong Cha X, a flanker of the already famed and loved Wulong Cha. Still takes that DNA, green, light, citrusy tea, and it makes it more dense. There might be a mossiness here. There might be an enhanced warm musk. There's some fig as it dries down, a little bit sweet, but kind of green, unripe fig. It's still green, gray, white, and yellow. Those are the vibes I get when I smell this. It still has this airy freshness that makes it pretty versatile, but again, it is richer and heavier, better performing than the original for me on my skin. Again, that's not why I love it. I love this wearing experience. It's something I could wear any time of the year. I can dress it up casually or formally. It just works, and it's perfectly unisex. I would say this one might lean a little bit more masculine, while the original kind of leans feminine to some people, but I love them both. Anyway, this is Wulong Cha X from Nishane. Alright, if you've tried these fragrances, let me know what you think down in the comments. If you haven't tried them, they will all be linked in the description. You can check them out for yourself, and there's, again, some discount codes down there if you want to take advantage and save a little bit of cash. But thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.